everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I put a video out yesterday on the energies of the 29th and 30th and how the energies would pertain to Three Eye Atlas. If you don't know, it's an astrological entity that's zooming through our solar system right now. Right now, I believe today is the day that it's directly behind the sun. Anyway, I just wanted to pull the energies from that and see how it's going to affect us in the future. That's the video I put out. Well, it led to some other things being revealed about our soul contracts, why we're here, why some people could be trying to hinder us from completing our soul contracts. Different things started coming up, and a few comments on universal law. Just go back and watch that video if you haven't watched it. Okay, so I was watching a video a while ago by Sadaf. It's called Sadaf Healing. That's the SADAF Healing. Okay. That's the name of the channel. And I don't know if she's a major player in the spiritual community. I have no idea. No clue. My feed, and I clicked on her. And it was about bending reality. It was from 8 days ago, a video of hers. And it was, I can't remember even the title of the video, about bending reality. And she was speaking of universal laws. And the law of cause and effect is the main one she was talking about. And as she was sitting there explaining cause and effect and our frequencies, and I'm going to tell you now, I am no expert on universal laws. I'm no expert on cause and effect. I'm no expert on on conspiracy. None of this. Okay, none of this. I do as I'm doing tarot cards. I begin channeling. Okay, things start coming through. That's what I do. And while I'm standing here in my living room a few moments ago watching this woman's video, something started coming through, and I knew that this was not my thoughts because I know nothing about cause and effect. I know very little about our frequencies, okay? About our vibrations and changing reality and skipping timelines. Okay, I know about it, but I know very little on how to actually do it, okay? The process of doing it. So while she was standing there speaking and telling us about cause and effect and how to raise our frequency and why, well, what she was talking about when the channel came through was why we should raise our frequencies, okay? That's what she was talking about when this came through. The moment, I don't even know, I wish I remember the timestamp on the video, exactly what spot this started happening. I knew these weren't my thoughts because I don't know anything about it. So when this diagram popped in my head and it started playing like a movie, at first I didn't realize it. I was just, it's almost like I'm just standing there in a daydream, right? And I'm watching whatever's playing in my mind. When it was over, I was like, oh shit. Oh my God. Okay. So she was talking, and I got this piece of paper out for a reason. She was talking about cause and effect. And what she was saying is how the blame game, playing the blame game, okay, and everybody knows the blame game. This person is the reason I didn't go to college. This person is the reason I didn't get married. This person is the reason we broke up. This person is the reason I didn't get that job, that raise, whatever. The blame game, right? Every time we blame somebody else for our low frequencies, things that go wrong in our life that put us in low frequencies, low vibrations, the frequencies of anger and sadness and fear, every time we blame somebody else, we're giving them our power. Now, as she's explaining this, like I said, this diagram pops in my head. And what I see is this. I see these people. And it's a diagram. It's not an actual picture of people. It's like stick figures. Like somebody drew a diagram. I see a diagram of the stick people. There's one over here. And there's one over here. Right? This is what they look like. And as she's talking and she's saying, every time you play the blame game, you're giving away your power. That's what she's saying initially. You're giving away your power. Well, as she's talking, this like ribbon, like this is me. And I don't know who this was supposed to be. Just, you know, somebody. I don't know. Some other person. I don't know who this is supposed to be, honestly. I guess whoever you're blaming. Whoever I would be blaming. So this ribbon comes out, goes across, and stops. Okay? Goes across and stops. And all of a sudden I'm hearing, every time you blame somebody else, you're making a connection between you and that person. You and whatever you're blaming that person for. You and that person are now connected every single time you think it, every single time you say it, every single time you let it raise any kind of emotion in you, you're creating a connection. And the same thing for happy thoughts. The same thing for happy thoughts, okay? These are the anger thoughts. These are the happy thoughts. And they're all the same. You're making a connection between you and that other person. And every time you think these thoughts or play the blame game, okay? Play the blame game, these frequencies come out. You're living off this connection you have with this other person, okay? And it's igniting this anger, this frequency of anger all over again. Every single time. And it doesn't matter if it's one person or 500. It does not matter. Every single time you play the blame game, you are connecting yourself, okay? You are connecting yourself to these people. And this frequency is starting. This back and forth frequency between you and this person. And whatever the issue is between you guys. Whatever you're blaming them for, okay? And that is the frequency you're going to stay in until you stop playing the blame game. Until you stop playing, until you start taking accountability. I heard this word very clearly. Accountability for every single thing that has gone wrong in your life. These cords will remain and you will stay connected. It doesn't matter how old you were. It doesn't matter how many people there are. It doesn't matter what the issue is. If it causes some kind of low frequency, low vibration, every time you think it, every time you say it, every time you describe a situation to somebody, every time you're sitting there brooding, pouting, throwing a tantrum, whatever it is, you reignite that cord. You reignite that cord. That cord gets lit again. And again. And again. And again. And again. And those frequencies just play over and over. Over and over. And the same thing for the happy thoughts. Every time you think a happy thought about somebody, whatever it is, that frequency plays over and over. That cord gets lit again. That cord between you and that person. Okay, I'm hearing situation. Okay, say situation. I'm hearing situation. Between you and that situation, that cord gets lit again. Okay, you've connected yourself to that situation, which you think, what's the word I'm looking for? You have that certain person anchored with that situation, okay? There's a reason for this, there's a reason for that, blah, blah, blah. And every time you talk about it, think about it, brood about it, pout about it, cry about it, whatever it is, you ignite it again. And there it goes. Every time. Every time. Even if it's just a thought. It can be just a thought bubble. Guess what? You have ignited that cord again. And again. And again. And again. And again. And this is for the happy frequencies. Also, like I said. So, basically what I got from this is we have, and I know about spiritual cords or astro bodies, spiritual bodies. I've heard about those. And the cords that you have that are connected to your body whenever you astro travel. I don't know a lot. I don't know how many of you guys know what I'm talking about. I've just heard about it. I have not studied it, okay? It's supposed to be some kind of cord that comes from your body, connects from your body to your astro body. And whenever you go into the astro, whenever you remote view or whatever it is, step out of your body into your spirit body or astro body, that cord is how you come back, okay? I'm talking about something different. This is not the same thing. This is not the same thing. This is something different. I wish I knew what this was called. If you know, let me know in the comments. Because honestly, I don't know. This is something that I seen as I was standing there watching TV a while ago, watching somebody's YouTube video. I have not Googled it. I have not looked it up. I haven't asked anybody about it. I came straight out here and turned the camera on and told you guys what I seen and what I heard. That every time we play the blame game, this is the simple version, okay? Every time we play the blame game, we reconnect ourselves to that situation or that person, and we ignite that frequency of anger, sadness, fear, whatever that emotion is that's associated with it. We reignite that. And that's why we're living the same situations, the same things over and over again, because the universe mirrors back your emotion. It mirrors back your frequency. And every time you think about it, talk about it, cry about it, whine about it, whatever it is, these low frequencies, okay, the universe picks up on it and mirrors it back to you. Mirrors it back to you. That's why it seems like you're living the same situations over and over again, because you are. You are living the same situations over and over again. We need to start to realize, myself included, I'm not sitting here preaching, I'm just sitting here telling you what I got. We need to start realizing that we are the cause and the effect. It begins and it ends with us. Okay? It begins and it ends with us. Because you can stop this. You can stop this at any time by not reliving the same tragic, terrible, traumatic situations and relighting these frequencies of low vibration, where the universe just has to spit back at you what you're putting out. Every time you light them, every time there's that spark, and I don't know how much it takes to create the spark. I don't know if it is created as immediately as the thought comes through. Well, she's the reason I didn't get to go to college. Blah, blah, blah. That's the one that's sticking out of my mind, so I don't know who that's for. But she's the reason I didn't get to go to college. She's the reason I didn't get an education. Blah, blah, blah. Or he's the reason we got a divorce. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know if it's when that initial thought hits your head before it even comes out your mouth. Or do you have a few seconds to realign yourself before the spark actually occurs? I'm not sure. I don't know. If anybody knows, let us know in the comments. I have no idea. But by realigning our thoughts, okay, and remembering that everything begins and ends with us, we're the cause and effect of our own lives, we can put a stop to all this angry frequency that we're putting out. Fearful frequency, sad frequency, angry frequency that we're putting out, that the universe has no choice but to spit back, spit back, spit back, spit back at us. Okay, it's mirroring back what we're putting out. We have to figure out how to stay in this higher, happier, joyful vibration and put out more of these chords. Okay, more of these chords. These happy, joyful chords. These ignite just like the other ones. Okay, they do the same thing. There's just, for some reason, for human beings, okay, the frequency of anger, fear, and sadness, the frequencies of joy, cheerfulness, love, caring. I don't know why that is. I don't. It's just the way it's the way the game is set up for us, okay? It's the way the game is set up. Now, if anybody knows what these chords are called, and I'm not talking about, like I said, the cord that goes from your body, from your physical body to your astro body, that's not what I'm talking about. These are different. And I heard, because I was like, oh, I know what these chords are. No, these are different. If you know what these chords are, what this line is, it look more like I say cord, but in the diagram, it looked more like a ribbon. It looked like a ribbon, a very thin ribbon, like the ones that are tied at the end of balloons. The whole, like, you tie them at the end of balloons and then you make them all twirly. Yeah, that's what it looked like. It looked like a ribbon, not necessarily a cord. I could be using the wrong word there, but it looked like a ribbon. And then you can see the spark and then the frequency. And it goes straight to the person associated with that thought, with that fear, with that anxiety, with that situation. Okay, it goes straight to that person. And then it's like you're living off of that frequency. You're living off that frequency. Okay? All right, I just want to come out here and tell you guys that. I hope that makes sense for somebody. I hope somebody knows what I'm talking about. Like I said, I don't really know a lot about this stuff, but I know what I saw a while ago when I was standing there watching that video. The moral of her video was, if you can figure out how to stop playing the blame game. She didn't call it the blame game. That's what I'm naming it, because that's what it is. If you can stop playing the blame game and igniting all these chords, these frequencies of hate, anger, and sadness, you can bend reality at your will, bringing in the things you want most in life. Okay? Quote unquote, manifest easier. All right. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. You have a great and beautiful day. Bye.